Welcome to Blade Talk Tuesday. This is Jude. Joining me today is John from Teays River Bushlore, here to talk about some Scandinavian knives. How you doing, John?
I'm doing pretty good today. Feel blessed.
Good. How's the weather out there?
Hot and humid right now.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, right now it's cool and sunny out here.
Yeah, it's been cool and sunny yesterday, but today it decided to get up above 90 and about 85 degree or 85% humidity. So,
Oh dear.
yeah. So,
All right, so I think the best way to start is to, last week we started talking about Scandinavian knives and their style and design, but today we should move straight into the Scandinavian grind. So what is a Scandinavian grind?
oh, you're asking me? Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Scandinavian Grind is a short, wedged, I don't even know exactly how to say it, a short wedge at the end of your blade on the. And I'm pretty sure that they're usually roughly about 22 degrees, but a true Scandi grind is convexed, actually. If you go back and study the Norwegians and back in history in the Finnish knife making, and they've been making Scandi grinds, and personally, with everything I've read, I believe that the Scandi grind is the grind of choice for them because it's easy. It was easy to make, and it functioned well enough anyway.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense, right? If you've got to sharpen a blade on a stone, you're not going to want all these crazy angles and extra things. You're going to want to make the easiest grind you can.
Yeah, and they used to nap them out of stone, and that's how it got started with that grind.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing to think that, these stone tools could have a grind when you think about it.
Yeah, it is. It's very amazing, actually, and like I have this Scandi grind here from Francis Kirk, and it's more convexed, like a true Scandi should be. Like we call today Scandi Vex, and man, the picture quality's going to crap on me. Hang on just a second here. Let me
All right.
see if I can turn that off. There. I was picking up on the house Wi-Fi, and hopefully it'll come back here in a minute.
It's kind of cool, thinking that, I'm out here on the western side of the country, and you're out there on the eastern side of the country, and just like this, we can be having a conversation.
Yeah.
About
well, the last time that we talked, I got better service because it was a little bit overcast, and today it's sunny and clear, and I've got 1 bar of LTE. So,
Go figure.
yeah, right. Well, we'll make the best of it.
Yeah, we'll make it work. Well, before we we've got a little bit of time. Tell us a little bit about yourself, John, so that we can kind of get an idea of your experiences.
I'm just an old country boy that grew up in Appalachia on a cattle farm, and camping and outdoors type stuff and foraging is just something that we've always done. I guess it's just in my blood to do so, and I thought there for a while I was getting away from all that stuff, and I was okay with it, but as it says in the Bible, bring your children up in the way you want them to go, and they shall return, or I can't remember exactly how it says, but you know what I mean. They'll never depart from it. So
You want me to be...
Yeah, so you've been using primarily Scandinavian grind knives for your whole life.
pretty much. I mean, when I was younger, using more hollow grinds and stuff for hunting and stuff like that, slicing meat and everything. But the old hickories and stuff like that for butchering.
Yeah.
But as far as like being out in the woods and camping or anything campcraft, bushcraft as they call it today, it's been a Scandi grind for woodwork, because you're constantly processing wood. Even making your utensils and everything, the grind is just much more user friendly, for woodwork.
Right, yeah. And and I kind of wanted to get into the whole idea that, the Scandinavian grind is or can be a fragile grind.
Absolutely, it is. It's not that it can be, it is a fragile grind.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are going to disagree with us on that because it's just been put into them, oh, Scandi's the best grind, Scandi's the best grind.
Yeah.
And Scandi is the best grind if you want to use it for wood.
Yeah, exactly.
And primarily that's what I use it for. It can be used to process game. It can be used, to do other stuff, chopping weeds, limbs, stuff like that. But it's just a wood grind. It is a great grind. To me, it is the best grind because that's what I use it most for.
Yeah, I mean, if you spend a lot of time working with wood, if you're in the woods a lot, even feather sticking for fires or, building things and carving, then yeah, the Scandinavian grind is my preferred grind.
It just, unlike a lot of other grinds, it doesn't have a lot of meat at the end of the blade. You got this big wedge and it comes down to a 0 degree. And on a true, Scandinavian, but that's today's Scandi. Everything is so, like take this Bushlore for instance. Clinton Armstrong made this DCWO Bushlore. It's a nicely symmetrical Scandi, nicely done, and it's just really sharp. It just goes straight at an angle, and it makes it really weak right here on the edge.
Yeah, so when you hit something like a bone or a hardwood
or a knot,
knot or something like that, you have the potential to roll an edge or something like that.
Roll it or chip it. I've had more experience with chipping than I have rolling the edges.
Yeah.
Because I'm fairly hard on my blades, and everybody says you need the right tool for the right job. Well, it's my tool, and I'll use it the way I want.
Exactly. Yeah. And if you really have to worry about that, get yourself an axe. Right?
Yeah. But the Scandinavian grind primarily, well, not primarily, it came out of Finland, Norway, that region, Vikings or whatever, I guess. And I would say it was used in battle because, they had a knife, like say the Puko, and it was like a family heirloom to them. They would hand it down to their sons and all that stuff, and mostly made out of bone handles, and they'd scrimshaw on it, and it became very personal to them.
Yeah, a family piece, almost an identifying piece.
But the grind is a simple grind. It's easy to use, and I'd say that's why they stuck with it, because it was so easy to nap out of stone or glass, like volcanic obsidian,
right?
And such. But
Yep, we are fans of the Scandi grind. And in the last minute or so, do you have any final thoughts on the grind itself, or knives in general? Do you think the shape of your knife affects the versatility or the effectiveness of the Scandinavian grind?
Absolutely, it does. A spear point or a Puko usually for me are the best knife shapes. There's a lot of Pukos nowadays that want a drop point, but originally they're flat back, just like this one that Francis Kirk made. And but they want to drop them a little bit, which is okay too. Like on the Moor, most of the Moors are like that. They have a little drop point on them, and they work well. But it's the blade size, the width of the blade, generally, I think, is what the biggest part of it is with this grind. No more than like 1.25 inches, maybe, because you got to get down and be able to twist it and get into really fine work.
Yeah, like if you're carving out a bowl or something like that.
Also the thickness, no bigger than 1/8, and as thin as 3/32 like this one here, are really good blades. And if they're made of good steel, they'll still take a beating. So
yeah, I mean, I worked with my LT Wright Genesis for 2 weeks straight, doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
It's great. Anyway, okay, so the timer's done. been 10 minutes. Thanks so much, John, for being here and talking to us and talking with us about some knives. It's been a pleasure having you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to be here, and I appreciate you asking me to do this.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to have you back, that's for sure. Talk about some other stuff.
Awesome. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, all right. In the comments below the video, let us know what you think about the Scandinavian Grind, what you like about it, don't like about it, and we'll argue our point with you. All right, you guys, have a great day. We'll see you next time.